me?
Here we go. Bam. There we go.
Are we here?
Here we are. Hi, well, we're back.
Well, we're here. Welcome to Mature Adult Time.
Back in effect.
Back in effect,
we
homies.
got Mel C here, Good Eric, Serafina, Art.
Hi.
We're all chilling.
We are chilling, dude, and it's been nice.
Yeah.
It's nice chilling.
It's a nice weekend.
It's a good summer weekend out here in Inglewood.
The summer's coming to an end, you guys. How do you feel about that?
I'm not happy.
I mean,
Did it seem to go by fast?
don't we have like a month more?
Yeah, it's always going on, I think.
And this is LA.
California.
Like we kind of always have summer.
I feel like the heat is gonna last up through October.
Yes. I'm okay with that.
It usually is very hot in October, I feel.
I love it.
lately. Speaking of October, just throwing in there, I already know what I'm going as for Halloween.
You do?
Yeah.
Already.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's kind of behind. I'm saying too late. You just figured it out.
No, I've decided a couple months ago.
Oh.
What are you gonna be?
You haven't seen Deadwood yet, I know, but I'm going as Calamity Jane from Deadwood.
Oh yeah, she's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Elliot and I had planned on being, I don't even remember his name ever in this movie, but Baby and Patrick Swayze.
Oh yeah, from Dirty Dancing.
Dirty Dancing Elliot's gonna be Baby.
And you're gonna be Patrick Swayze.
Mm-hmm. I could pick him up for sure.
Are you still gonna do
He's
that?
just got the hair. I don't know. I have to ask him. But that was like we planned that
Are you gonna
earlier.
be like, nobody puts Baby in a corner?
That's what he would be saying. He'd be sitting in a corner. I've never seen Dirty Dancing to completion in my adult life.
It's good.
I've definitely seen it as a child, but I haven't seen it.
It's good. It's
I've
about
heard it's
love
good.
and abortion. That's what it's about.
Yeah, and like the old people don't want abortion, and then like all the young people are like, we totally want abortions, and they all dance to fundraise abortion rights.
Is that what it's about?
That's pretty much the gist. The gist.
That's the gif.
Gist.
The gif of it.
See, I
The
want more
social
peanut
media's
butter.
getting to you.
Give me more GIF.
Social media is taking over everything.
It really is. It's rotting our brains. I gotta read again. I don't even know how to read anymore.
Don't read on
You don't
social
need
media.
to. Just tell Siri to read for you.
What I do is
Hey Google, read this shit. Oh, my phone went off.
Your
and then
phone's
it'll
gonna go off.
It
This
just
shit.
did. Look it.
Dumb. Your phone's taking over too, Esther.
Oh
phone's
my
too
god.
good.
So, Mel, what's this Thai massage thing you were talking about?
So I've been doing community service. I was blessed with the opportunity to do some community service before my next court date. So I started doing community service a couple days ago, and it's a really cool place. Chill, everybody's nice. But it's been dusty. It's like a lot of dust and a lot of shit. So today, I took a break from going to community service.
Are they open today?
They're open 7 days a week.
Oh shit.
And I took a break today, and I felt kind of crummy about doing it, but I just wasn't feeling it, and I worked really hard last night and shit, moshed it up. But I went and got my first Thai massage.
They use their feet on you?
Yeah, they did. And I don't know how I feel about strangers touching me with feet. You
Is
know.
that what a Thai massage is?
Well,
They
these
use-
bitches
yeah.
get up. Yeah, these bitches get all up in your grill. Like at one point,
They
I
have
felt.
bars they stand on and they hold themselves.
At one point, I felt like her crotch was on my head, and she was like
That's called the camel kick.
going down. Like her hands were on my waist, but her crotch was on my head.
Yeah.
Like she was squat position over
She
my
was in
body.
there.
Camel kicked in the head,
Did
dude.
it
was
feel
in
good?
there.
I want a massage.
It was my first one, so
I've never
like,
had
it was
one.
interesting. This was totally a happy ending spot too. Like I went to the restroom before. These bitches got a shower back there.
There was a bunch of condoms.
I didn't see condoms,
used napkin,
but
paper
she
towel.
asked me if I needed my front done.
That's the key.
Oh, that's got, yeah.
I've never done it either, and I've gone looking, which it makes it harder to get because everyone's like, "Oh, don't get this guy."
I've known a bunch of people who's got them. But front, though.
Do they
Was
ask
a
for the
happy
front?
ending?
Yeah, so that
I don't know.
Ask them.
yeah, because like
I'll
you have to
ask
ask them
them,
is the
but
move like, "Oh, can we do your
I've gotten
front?"
my stomach massage before. Like, they massage.
What the fuck?
That
is
just sounds like a
stomach
horny guy that's
massage?
not a closer.
What the
It
fuck
was
is a
a-
stomach massage?
He's like,
Can
"Yeah, I'm
you
gonna
explain
rub this."
to me?
They massage your stomach. I don't know.
How do
Did
you
you ask
massage
for
the
that,
stomach?
or
Was it a
just happened?
professional?
Yeah, it was professional. I don't know.
Who
They fucking
professionally massage your
They
stomach?
go like this. They move the shit around. They massage it.
What were you wearing?
Underwear.
So your titties were just free balling?
Just chonies. No, they have like, they wrap you
How
in
do
a
they
way.
massage your belly if you're wrapped?
Because they wrap you in a way where your belly is exposed. And just that.
Double wrap, like a bikini wrap.
Yeah, they wrap you up real good. They know how to wrap you up.
This is like a mummy massage.
Yeah, sure.
That's one of my favorite sensations, like especially as a kid, being like wrapped up really tight in my blankets. Like you ever
What?
roll yourself
That's
up like a little
claustrophobic as
burrito
fuck.
and then just like, it feels cool. I don't know. All right, well,
I always like to untuck. Like I don't like being like
I mean, I didn't go to
rolled up
sleep
in a
like
burrito.
that.
Yeah.
I thought it felt good.
I don't know, you guys. That's like BDSM-ish.
No, you know what it is?
I like to be
There's
wrapped up
this lady who
tight.
discovered that these, cows, when they go to get their shots and shit, they like go.
I don't think any
this
cow
thing.
willingly goes to get shots, but
I
okay.
know, but
They might.
they're put through like this corral, like this like fucking thing, and then they're like
Okay, what's the thing?
two straps come up, and it's the cow's held up, and then they give them the shots, and it holds them tight. And this lady who I think had like autism or whatever, but
Oh, don't say whatever.
had
So respect.
I think it was autism.
Okay.
Discovered that kind of same apparatus helps with autism, like calming people down and stuff like that, is like getting squeezed.
I'm telling you, another one for the books.
Well, I mean,
For some people, so
Are
I'm
you
trying to say
calling
you
art
have
artistic?
I'm artistic.
that's what they do with like.
I've diagnosed
He's
myself with
he's
upside down
artistic.
syndrome.
Artistic.
But that's what they do with like dogs, right? For fireworks, that's the
thunder
the
blankets.
The thunder blankets. It's like just like kind of compression things.
Mm.
Yeah, that's what I need.
Well, my kitten Cheeto, she likes to sleep underneath the cover sometimes, like even down by your feet.
Oh man, does she claw you up? Sounds like a
Not
clawed
anymore.
up situation. That's good.
She accidentally clawed my titty yesterday, but that was an accident.
This is a very heavy titty podcast. You're welcome, everybody.
Oh, speaking of titties, so this Thai
Speaking of
massage.
heavy titty,
Yeah, no. So this Thai massage, this woman was on top of me. She started massaging me. She was going. My nipples started to tingle.
Going.
telling you, she was doing it wrong.
Was this right? Like this
Like
is when she
during the
asked if you
massage.
wanted to turn over.
No,
You know, was it building? Like it was a building towards something there?
no,
Trust-
stupid. I just felt it.
Trust me from experience, women hate their nipples touched or fondled at all.
God damn it, Art.
She
You know,
wasn't fondling my tits.
this
She was rubbing my
motherfucker-
back, and my nipples started to fucking throb.
Like a pressure point, like a sexy pressure point.
It wasn't. It did not feel sexy. It felt like I
Oh.
was PMSing or something.
Oh.
She found your trigger.
See, you just
You know
went
what?
sexy.
I haven't had my period, so
Uh oh,
I think she might have
baby boy,
induced.
Oh, she
induced.
Induced the
Induced the
period.
Can you induce the period? That's awesome.
I mean, you could be around a friend that has a period, and they can induce your period.
You sync up.
That's like a sinking thing, right?
Yeah, we
It's
sync
like
up.
symmetrical.
yeah, that's good. I mean, I'm happy. I sync up too.
Speaking of syncing up, I want to sync up with your new coworker. With his pap.
Yo, bro, I can't believe the fucking fact that I went to do community service, some shit that I was dreading, and I'm doing them with Snoop's son.
Dude, I love Snoop Dogg.
I fucking love Snoop Dogg too. And like,
His cat is named Sinatra. I love Sinatra and cats. And
did his cat die?
I mean, it was a long ass time ago, so I'm assuming over 18 years ago.
Snoop had a cat 18 years ago.
Yeah, he was on.
This was back in your day.
Fuck.
A dog owning a cat. You haven't
He
seen
was on
that
Jimmy
since Goofy.
Kimmel. He was like Jimmy Kimmel was like a co-host for the first week of the show, and he brought his cat on because there's a cat psychic or a pet psychic, and his cat was named Sinatra. And I was like, fuck yeah,
A pet psychic. So someone's making money telling people what their cats are thinking.
I'm gonna go to a pet psychic.
I think I'm gonna get into being a pet psychic. I'm
Yeah.
just gonna you'd be like, oh yeah, be my new practice.
Your dog wants more treats.
And I can't fucking sell my feet on Instagram. Fuck this.
Why sell them?
Why can't you?
I mean, you can. You could sell your
thought you were
old. You
going
could
to.
sell your old underwear online too.
Nah, that's too far.
I used to list underwear that was used in porn online to be sold. For 2 weeks, I did that as a job.
Did you make money? Did they make money? Were you posting for someone else?
It was posting for Danny.com.
Before we
Who's
forget
that?
about
Just all
Snoop's
women
son, I just want to say
website.
that I give Snoop Dogg fucking big props that this fool is making his kid do community service. Because they got lots of money. There's some way
I think
he
the government's making his kid do community service.
You don't think money... you don't think this fool
Money
could have paid...
talks.
No, for sure. I was just making a joke.
And money lets you walk.
Absolutely, I think that you could have paid off a fine and made that shit go away. Probably, like that's. I really believe that is legit within his range. But why do that? You know, money should be for fun, not for like fuck ups or fuck offs. When you fucked up, now you can go do this with yourself, not money. You know.
Yeah.
Money.
Excuse me.
Do you think money, that rich dude Epstein, killed himself, or do you think he was killed?
I think he was killed.
I think I think that they faked his death so he can go on and live his life on his island, rich as fuck, balling out of control.
Like Tupac?
Yeah, probably. Tupac got
so
gave him the plan.
you think he's still alive?
Yeah.
I
think they faked
read
his death.
somewhere that Suge Knight's kid confirms Tupac's still alive or some shit.
Man,
Yeah.
which one of Suge Knight's kids?
The one that's on Love and Listings, VH1's.
And he said that on VH1? I don't believe it anymore. Just because he said it on VH1.
I don't think he said it on VH1. I'm just giving you facts about the guy.
Oh, okay.
But do you think he's dead, Melania?
Epstein or Pac?
I think Pac's dead.
For sure.
Do you think Epstein's dead?
That was murdered.
Why,
Yeah.
who do you think murdered him? Hillary Clinton with her own hands?
Not her own.
The Queen of England.
You think Hillary murdered him?
I don't think Hillary did it. Why are you pointing fingers at Hillary?
I know.
Because that's what Trump is doing. I think Trump did it.
Trump did it.
Why would you do it?
He introduced Trump to his wife, dude. That fool sold Melania to him. That's my conspiracy theory.
I like that.
Wait, what?
I'm going to look into that because that seems so fun and plausible.
Look
like,
into
that
it.
seems so plausible. He's like, yeah, I picked her out when she was 14. Epstein trained her till she was 17, and then she was mine.
Look into it.
Trump
There's
allegedly
photos of them.
Trump allegedly threw him out of
you
his
see
club
that one
for hitting on
perverted
an
photo?
11-year-old.
I was an 11-year-old at his club.
Because it's like a country club, and people can take their whole families there.
I see.
Yeah, and like years ago, I guess that's when him and Epstein had a falling out because he allegedly hit on a 11-year-old, and Trump threw him out.
Trump was like, they
Trump's
gotta be at
people
least
threw him out.
15.
I don't think Trump came out.
They're all mine.
I heard their falling out was because they were both going after.
What is
down
Trump
in
touching in this photo?
down in like Florida, they were both going after
His daughter's waist.
a big property.
Her boobies.
Oh,
Ew.
probably.
He's touching her boobies.
I mean, she doesn't even look old enough to have boobies.
She's got nipples.
Ew, why are we talking about nipples again?
This podcast is heavy nipples. I said hairy almost.
Man,
That's
Heavy,
where I
hairy
come in.
nipples.
Did you know that milk comes out of little girls' nipples when they're born?
Ew.
Well, what if they're born a man but really a girl? Do they still have that ability?
Is that true, though?
Is what true?
That's so gross.
It is gross. Is what true? The nipple thing?
Uh-huh.
Oh, it is.
You guys seen? You know what's creepy is like you've seen those videos of Joe Biden with little girls, right?
Oh, Joe
fool's hella-
Biden's quote. I can't get over it.
That
We
fool's
talked
hella
about it last
creepy.
podcast. That fool's up in the hole.
Yeah, he's hella creepy.
Dude, Epstein is so, like,
So you guys don't think
he
he
has
could
the
have faked
same
his death?
face.
Why would they fake his death? They want him dead. They don't want him to talk.
They also want someone who is providing the services he was providing. I'm guessing it's probably hard to find someone that's rich enough to have their own island and do all that stuff. You know, have all the connections and
They could kill him and keep it.
keep what?
The island. The connection.
I have to put someone else in there. It's like overthrowing a government, you know? I mean, I don't really know, but I would imagine he was whoever he could have ratted on was before he was a rat was his employer kind of, you know? Is that a thing? Is that like if he was doing all this stuff cuz I don't know what he was doing. I know he had a sex island and I don't know what the laws are on that, you know, international cuz whoever owns that, whatever country owns that island gets to make the laws, unless he personally owns it and gets to make the laws, right?
Wait, he has a sex island?
That's what I always heard it as. Like for years, I've heard of Epstein's sex island. Like that's everyone's always talked about it. They always say like he takes all his rich friends there, and they have like orgies and shit like that. That's been well known, but now they're saying that it's young girls. Like there was all like underage girls, and I go, that's horrible. American, right? Different countries, different laws, and that's just how it goes. So, like, where is this island? What laws does it fall under, or is it?
Who cares what laws does it fall under?
I think it's horrible.
Wrong.
I think it's horrible. To fuck little girls either way.
What the fuck are you talking about, Art?
Because in some countries it's now frowned upon. It's like my grandma was taken from her house when she was fucking 14. She started bearing children at 14. Mm-hmm. It's nothing new. It was nothing.
Yeah,
but that doesn't mean it's wrong.
I'm not. I did say that was wrong. I'm just saying the laws.
It's normal and the laws.
What laws he broke?
Accepted.
Well,
is the country he's in.
Epstein was talking about allegedly how it's gonna be legal to. That this is just like to love younger women and stuff. It should be legal and all that stuff, and that it was coming to the forefront soon.
It's pretty. I mean, some states let you hook up with girls who are like 16 years old in America right now. That's pretty gross to me. And also, I heard he was really big into eugenics.
Yeah, and he was rich.
If he was big into eugenics, then he wouldn't kill himself.
Yeah, absolutely, and he's been really quoted about talking about that and getting his own scientist to start running his own projects to do what he wants to do.
Detective.
You should find out who killed him.
I think it's Trump.
On Joe Rogan, they showed his cellmate, and it was this huge buff, like Vin Diesel, The Rock looking buff guy, like that was just in the
ex New York cop who's convicted of murdering women, like. Or not convicted, is charged with murdering women. Like, okay, so...
Yeah, this guy looks swole and dangerous. And they're just like, yeah, put this fool in there with him. It's like, mm-hmm.
They did. Why did they take him out? So they could kill him.
Take who out?
His cellmate.
Did they? Was the cellmate there when what happened? I don't know. Like, all I know is, from what I've heard...
He was on suicide watch, then they took him off suicide watch. Then, But then they're
supposed to take you off suicide watch in jail.
They're supposed to check on you.
That's what I'm saying.
They don't just take you off suicide watch.
And they had rookie guards. That was like the guards' first day.
Well, they're also like
once you're put in yellows,
people.
They don't just take you out of yellows. That's not how it works in jail.
Yeah, he was high class.
They also had the jail was like understaffed by like 1,000 people.
That's just a prison industrial complex trying to fucking get more money.
That's every jail.
Well, and isn't there cameras in all of these cells? Like
there's no cameras in the cells.
There's no cameras in the cells.
I've only seen ones outside that face the door.
They're outside that face the door. Now the way they do it in the county, somebody walks around like every hour and just scans a code outside your door. They look in the window, they scan the code.
Actually, I kind of think I've been in a cell that had like a roof camera.
Holding cells. The holding cells, when you're in booking, when you're in processing, when you guys are in a fucking cell with a bunch of people, there are cameras in there. But in your own cell, there's no cameras. Not in county. Not for the women's jail.
It seems like what a wasted opportunity.
I mean, it just seems like it seems like if you're at a it just seems like a weird thing
surveillance
to not
loophole.
Have.
No, and they have now like you have to get up at night to show them your barcode on your wrist. And they say they do that because like I guess they check every hour because a lot of people overdosed and a lot of people did kill themselves or whatnots because they weren't getting checked. So they do check every hour. And if your bunky's asleep not responding, they'll ask you to wake them up.
Oh, I also heard that
they wake
when
you
they're
up every hour.
Mm-hmm.
I heard that when they're on suicide watch that they give them like paper sheets and paper clothing. So like if you can't hang yourself.
Oh yeah, suicide watch. Like when you go to court, these bitches are wrapped in like moving fabric. Like that's what they're wrapped in, and there's like a chain around your waist holding the fucking moving fabric in place, and you're naked underneath. They don't let them wear bras or underwear.
Yeah, and I heard that after the first suicide watch, his lawyer said that he told him that he didn't try and commit suicide. He's like, I'm not trying to do that. I'm not trying to kill myself. And then he even said, see you next Sunday or see you next time. You know, like plans to, he's trying to fight this shit. He's not trying to go I'm just gonna go hang myself now.
Yeah, because he has money.
Yeah, like he has money in his own fucking island. Like literally, like if there are no governments governing that island, he can just go back there and just sit there, like that Polanski guy does.
What family does he have? Who does he have?
I don't know anything about this guy, dude.
Yeah. Yeah.
He might have killed himself.
Listen, I listen to some weird shit, and people were saying that he has a ranch in El Paso that's left abandoned because he's not there, you know? And then these reporters went there and they found all kinds of weird shit. But I don't know, nothing incriminating, but it's
what?
weird. Like that painting of Bill Clinton in that blue dress, dressed in drag.
That's just funny though.
And also they said that he had scientists doing eugenics programs, like so he was trying to like breed a bunch of future pedophiles. These are just things I heard on the internet. These are just other ways to look at it.
Internet.
No, I heard. I said I heard on the internet.
So YouTube?
I don't read shit on the internet.
Good, me neither. Man, that's crazy.
No, but I just think of the fun. Do you see it now? Here, I'll pull it up for everyone to see. Here.
That's crazy.
He's got the Trump finger, though.
Is there any story by it?
Let's see.
Like, does it say like an artist or anything like that?
Had no idea it was the artist said he had no idea it was hanging in Jeffrey Epstein's.
Who was the artist?
Let's see.
That's fun.
That is pretty funny.
I mean, it's a funny painting.
I think so too. It's just like
It was a woman, Patrina Ryan Clyde, parsing Bill. She sold it at a Tribeca Ball fundraiser several years ago. She had no idea that Epstein was the one that bought it.
That's just hilarious.
Why? Yeah. Dude, it's funny.
And it's Hillary's dress.
Yeah.
That is funny.
I mean, that again
funny
points
painting.
to why they wouldn't kill him. Like,
You think Hillary Clinton killed him over that painting of Bill?
mm-mm.
She said that was our anniversary. Was our anniversary present for us? No, I think Bill Clinton was like they have flight logs, and I guess he's been on Jeffrey Epstein's flight to his sex island like a bunch of times. So like that's probably a good reason to want to kill him.
That's what Trump said. Who has these sex logs?
The pilots, I'm guessing, or like
Okay,
whoever
so
does
you don't know
flight
where
logs.
this information is coming from. A lot of this stuff is just rumors.
Yeah, I'm just going over all the rumors. That's why I said that
Who
he's into
arrested him?
eugenics and had a breeding laboratory. I don't know this shit. I'm just
Manhattan
throwing out
police.
everything I heard.
Who?
Manhattan.
Manhattan police.
Yep.
And the charges were human trafficking.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I believe so. Speaking of human trafficking, you know what I saw today?
What'd you see?
Aquaman.
What?
Aquaman?
Mhm.
Was it good?
I actually enjoyed it.
I didn't see the whole thing. I
I
couldn't
didn't know
watch it.
Aquaman's mom was Nicole Kidman.
And his name's Arthur.
And his name is Arthur, yeah.
Shout out to Arthur's.
I thought you saw the actual Aquaman, not just the.
I served the actual man who played Aquaman before
Oh, yeah.
at Pona Burger. He is a giant man. And
Who,
he's very nice and
Momoa?
cute. Mm-hmm.
Jason Momoa?
Yeah. Yeah, who you texting? Who's more important than us right now?
Mila is.
Okay.
I just think I watched the intro where he like is in jeans and no shirt, and he goes to a submarine and he like beats up these pirates.
Mm-hmm.
And then he just like refuses to save one. He's like, "You're a bad person" or something. You have to live
He
with
said,
this.
"You got yourself in this mess. You get yourself out." And then he could have got out of his mess, but then he tried to kill Aquaman, and then he fucked himself up even more.
Mhm.
But that's how he got his arch nemesis.
I didn't see. I mean, I could see how that would happen, but I didn't watch the rest of the movie.
That's his arch nemesis now?
Mm-hmm.
Is that guy?
The son of the guy,
He called himself
Black Mantra.
Yeah.
I think Mantra.
No, it's
Mantra.
No, it's a fish. Manta ray. Like no,
Mantra.
I don't know. You're the one that saw the movie.
He was a fish. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
It's a fish. I'm a land dweller. I'm not worried about him. You know.
Something like that.
So,
But it was fine. It was.
Is he a
good
better
movie.
character in that movie than Khal Drogo?
It's probably Manta.
Oh no! I mean,
No, because Drogo's cool. Although he was
Drogo's-
dumb and was eventually his own demise for walking into that blade. Remember, he just walks into that guy's blade and he's like, "Do something," and it just cuts his chest, and then it gets all infected and he dies.
No, the witch poisoned him.
Yeah, that's true. That's
It's
true.
because of his wife.
Yeah, she's dumb.
He died because of his wife.
At least he fucked up on that one.
Uh-huh.
That was like her first big fuck up. Like, oh shit, you know.
Dumb.
But she was learning, you know. She was
Dumb
young.
bitch.
Are you guys talking about the show Friends?
Yes.
Yeah, that was when
That was
when
such a bad
Rachel-
Eric thing.
Remember
You're
when
being bad,
Ross
Eric.
had a monkey?
I
I'm
do.
too young.
Yeah,
Its
I do
name was
remember
Maurice. That's
Maurice.
literally a plot point in that show.
I'm just obsessed with Seinfeld these days. I don't know. That's the only TV I could talk to you about is Seinfeld. Salsa.
A Festivus for the rest of us.
Hey, do you think if salsa was left out overnight, it's still good?
100%.
Did you leave your salsa out
Yes, but I've
overnight?
also had
Uh-huh.
severe food poisoning from doing things like that.
I mean, what is it in
Tomatoes
salsa
can't give you serious food poisoning.
that would go bad? Think about it.
Onions, tomatoes,
I know.
cilantro,
Salsa is pretty much liquid pizza, and I would eat day-old pizza
all the time.
without cheese, and cheese can go bad.
Dude, we had Andy's party at our house yesterday.
Thanks for having us. That was
And,
such a good time.
We got a pool because my husband's a little fucking bitch like that.
Oh, so do you guys have a cover for this pool?
No, he opted not to get the cover, and then
That's dumb. Where you
he's
live
dumb as fuck.
Or you could clean it, or just empty it.
all the time. That's dumb. You should have got a cover.
Yeah,
It's a waste of water.
Yeah.
and then there's just mosquitoes
I don't know if
heaven.
you use it to water the grass.
Oh yeah, you're
But
right.
Still water is
he's
attracting-
already using it. He already is dumping some of it out to water the trees today. But yeah,
Good
we had
man.
a party, and I let him like I kept trying to do stuff, and he kept yelling at me, and I was like, "Fine, it's your fucking party." So it wasn't planned. It wasn't executed the best. He left in the middle of the party to go get tomatoes and shit. I was like,
I
"You
went with
gotta
him.
That
go
was a
do
fun
your
walk.
shit."
Yeah,
that
we
was
had a great
walk.
time.
I got to see the neighborhood. Got to see a different store that
Dude,
I hadn't been to before.
Our
I
neighbor's
felt
store.
super tall. Remember we passed that little old lady, like little Chinese lady with the great yard,
Yeah, she had a badass yard, like super awesome garden with
Yeah.
trees and shit outside.
and I towered over her, dude.
and
I
she had that-
Shaquille O'Neal her.
She had that little like vine canopy thing
Yeah, that was
that
awesome.
gave me a lot
They
of
came
thoughts
back
for
from this
shielding
walk, I was
things.
like,
yeah.
"You guys regretting going?" They're like, "No, we have fun." And then I fucking handed Art a towel immediately because it was hot as fuck.
I was
Y'all were
sweating.
sweating.
I still had like my motorcycle gear on, even though I wasn't riding at all.
Yeah, why?
Well, because I was earlier, and then I decided to not, and my plan was to change right at your house anyways. So I just said, why waste time doing it here if I'm already going to do it there at your house?
You had a show last night, right?
No, I went to a show last night. I went to the Time Warp.
Tell us about the shows you went to last night.
All right, first of all, I want everyone to check it out on my vlog, my motorcycle vlog, which I did my first night ride, and I just went down to the Time Warp, and they do monthly concerts there at the Time Warp down in Venice or Mar Vista, and I got there and it was rock noise or noise rock, and basically like it was people making like sound effect music. So when I first got there, it was one guy. He was up on stage. The stage looked beautiful, super like badass lights, cool. He had like a little DJ booth or whatever, big spirals all over the wall, like laser spirals. And I go in there and it's like horror sounds, like, but like it's a lot of it over and over. And he's going into the microphone, but then like tweaking it, like you know when I do that orange shit and you guys hate, like he was just doing that over.
Just a bunch of weird fucking noise. Yeah.
Did you go with him?
No,
You didn't hop on the back of his bike?
I didn't.
No.
I did not, unfortunately.
You should.
I could get some foot pegs. I can do it now that I've passed my driver's license test. I can take adults. I'm not going to, but I could now.
In high school once,
pegs.
this guy, Bruce.
Of course, it's a Bruce. Wait, I don't even know if it's a good or bad story
Bruce
yet.
Carpenter, he had a motorcycle. He's like, "You want to come?" And I was like, "Sure." I got on his bike. I think I had a helmet. But I was just in like fucking, I was in PE, so I just had sweats on. And we went riding around Davis in the middle of my class. And he was just going so fast down this road. And I just remember thinking like, this isn't safe. My mom would not be happy with me right now if she knew what I was doing.
How fast do you think he was?
Like 90, 100.
Oh, that's fast.
Damn.
My cousin got a motorcycle, and I remember him taking all my boy cousins out for like a ride around the block, and I wanted to do it. And my dad, I was the only one that my parents said I couldn't do it, and I was pissed off. And Alonso was like, "Let's just do it really fast." That fool went fast as fuck, and I was shook. I was so scared, but I didn't admit that I was scared. But I was so happy to get back on my own 2 feet. Like I should have listened to my dad.
Yeah, that shit is scary.
I thought I was gonna fly off.
Yeah,
You're
it's
just holding on.
it's no fun to be on in someone else's, like someone else has that much control over your life.
Well, my mom's boyfriend has bikes and like does Harleys and shit, and I went on the back of his bike with him. It was pretty fun on a ride. But I had like a helmet on, all this shit on, you know.
Good to be safe, dude.
Yeah.
Gotta love yourself.
Gotta be safe.
Gotta be safe.
So how was the rest of the Noise Rock show?
Oh yeah, so
yeah.
the first DJ was just going off with, and like I was like, oh my god, I don't know how long I'm gonna stay. But my friend who was working the place told me that he assured me that the next group is an actual band, and that if I stick around, because this was like at 11:30 at night.
Who told you this? The guy that working there?
Omi
Yeah.
the homie.
Oh, Omi.
Omi the homie told me. So this was like probably like 10:30 or 11, and the next band's about to come on, and he said it's worth sticking around because they have been at the venue since 8:30 drinking. He said they have like there was like a bunch of people in that band, and they crushed like a couple of cases.
And what time is this?
They were like drunken UK like dudes. This was probably like 10:45 or 11 now. So I see them all getting ready to get all set up and stuff, and they have 2 acoustic drummers, so 2 drummers, 3 guitar players, all electric, 1 electric bass player, and then so all the people I'd say is about our age in the band, right? Except for the singer. The singer is as old as fucking cowboy. He's like an old, like 60, 70-year-old man who I couldn't hear at any point. All I did was see him doing this.
Gazoon.
Thank you.
He's just like doing that because like he's drowned out by so much noise. Like this band was they were like timed noise. The only time that made them seem like a band is that they had pauses of silence that were timed out. The rest of the time they were all just making noise. Like the guitarist was like pushing it against an audience member. His guitar strings first, and as the person tried to get away, it would make noise. And he would just keep rubbing it on them, and the guy was trying to get away, and he just kept pushing it on him and stuff. And this was like a part of the song, and they're all like rocking out and dancing. Just I in my mind, they're just playing whatever the fuck they want, and they're counting to know when pause, but they're just playing whatever. Like it looked insane, and sounded like nuts. It was like, wall of sound. But
Did you like it?
Yeah, actually, it's something I would just like listen to, but it was like I liked being there and experiencing it. Like that was cool to see all these people, and there was a lot of people there who was there for this. Like that was their thing,
And they were into it. Like
Yes.
Everyone
Were they
everyone
playing
was
the
having
way-
a good
Were
time.
they moshing? Like, what was the dancing?
Were they
Yeah.
What was the
playing the way they
movements
were
like?
supposed
it was
to
like
be
self
playing?
moshing. Yeah, like they have an album and everything. So like to me, it sounds like noise. I am a half-ass musician. I went to the front. You can see this in my video in my vlog. I took the camera up front and I'm looking at them. So I'm looking at the guitarist's fingers and their hands, and I know they're not playing anything. I can see that, but it's timed. So it's on tempo and and it's timed. Their pauses, but they're literally just playing, just sliding it up and down, rubbing it on things next to them, like their boom stands for the mic. They're just rubbing the strings against stuff and just strumming like all over and making slides and stuff, just like. But people liked it, and it was cool. It was the only 2 people that were really you can tell were in sync were the drummers. The drummers were kind of running the whole thing, and then they just have background. They have all these other musicians doing the other stuff.
Interesting. How many people were there?
Man, okay, more than the comedy shows that Time Warp has. Because I used to go there for their comedy, and they had, I don't know, there's probably like 20, 30 people. Like, probably 20 inside really appreciating it, and then there's like 10, 15 people like just hanging out front, that are like the locals and whatnot. There's like a group of like really old people there that hang out, and if one of them kind of looks like the mom from Goonies. And
It's
like
a guy.
The bad mom.
I couldn't even
It's
tell.
a guy.
No,
He's tall.
No, I think it's a lady because of his shoes. The whole time I was like, I thought it was a guy, but then I looked at its shoes and it was like sitting weird, and I was like, those are definitely woman's shoes. And then I kind of noticed side boob.
What?
So those two things made me think this man is a woman. But I didn't ask. But they hang out there. You know, if you go to Time Warp, there's this person. Forgive me if I misgendered you. I know you're listening, and I thought it was a woman. It's a woman. I'm settling on woman. But she looked like the mom, see, woman, from the Goonies. Or also the movie Throw Mama Off the Train.
The bad lady.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The leader of the Italians.
I just saw that movie. I'm glad that I get to like understand what you guys
Which
are
one?
talking about. Like
Goonies?
the Goonies.
She just watched that. It's a good movie.
I just watched it. Yeah,
It's
Brian.
fun.
Yeah, my bucket list has been awesome. I watched Die Hard and I watched the Goonies.
Did you you probably understood it, but when this fool's translating in Spanish for the mom.
Oh my god!
And he's like telling her about like
Las
drugs.
drogas
Yeah.
están-
He's like, you gotta keep the drugs and sex toys separate. If not, we're gonna lock you up in the
and not let you eat for a week. The lady's like, hey,
Yeah.
and I'm like, what a landlady to not leave. Like, stick it out.
He's like, all right, well, I'm not gonna do any of that. Like, I won't mess up. It'll be fine. It's so funny because the other lady the white lady has no idea what he's saying, and she's all happily telling him like,
oh yeah, please,
Oh, it's
please.
so
he's like,
good.
oh, you're so
Oh,
I'm
such
so
a good
grateful
help.
for you. Yeah,
Thank you.
it's so funny, dude. Yeah, that was Corey Feldman at his best. It was all downhill
before
from
the
there.
drugs.
It's all downhill after that movie.
Are you sure he wasn't on drugs then?
Oh, he probably was.
He probably was.
Yeah, back then. You ever see the movie E.T.?
Yeah, I
I
was
don't
in
remember
ET.
it.
Well, a little, what's that girl's name? Drew Barrymore. A little Drew Barrymore's in it, and she was like doing cocaine and smoking cigarettes, and she was like a little tiny like
In there?
in the movie. You don't see her doing it in the movie, but
No.
at that time in her
How
life,
do you know? She wrote.
it's well documented. She
Oh,
was
yeah,
just going around.
she's- yeah.
Paparazzi would see her. We could probably look up pictures of look up Drew Barrymore.
What?
A young smoking. She'll be like in like Hollywood nightclubs partying and shit, dude.
Dude, does she have a Hollywood star?
She deserves one.
Probably, yeah. Yeah.
I need to step out for a second because I'm really hot and I need to get some water. But I just realized you guys told me that you have to pay for a Hollywood star. That shit's a racket.
Yeah.
It is.
Mature adult time. You guys start donating to us so we could make one, so we could get one. I'm gonna
That
start
would be
asking
fun
now.
to get a mature adult time star.
Yeah, I don't gotta pay extra to get it cleaned. I'll just go clean it myself.
Yeah, me
Yeah.
too.
I mean, it is the cheapest way to get peed on.
Oh my god.
That's I mean,
Well, I know a
guess
lot
you
of
can-
people pay for those things.
At a club in
For being peed
1984.
You found the picture? See her partying? See, hold it up to the camera. Like, yeah, look at Drew Barrymore. Used to party down as a child, dude.
yeah.
I think she kicked cocaine before she could drive. She was old enough to drive. She had already done it and was like over it.
Yeah, like yeah.
You imagine being a little kid on cocaine though? It's got to be so fun because you already have so much energy and you have all this time.
Man,
Probably
yeah.
get all your homework done. Probably color within the lines and shit. Learn the alphabet. Make all the little business plans.
Yeah, plus you're at these parties with a bunch of other people. Like I remember being a kid just at parties that
Is
like
this alcohol?
my parents
Yeah.
would have.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, we was just like a bunch of adults, you know, walking around drunk and hanging out and stuff like that. And it was fun to walk around that. Imagine being like all
Like,
coked
there's a
up
bunch of
watching around
pictures
that
of
as a
her in
kid.
clubs.
Oh,
Hell
well,
yeah.
Just pinballing around everything.
You're not even picturing it. Even more, go to another higher, more disgusting level of like all the people that are like, oh, this child actress could get me somewhere because she's like, you know, hitting it off. She's in this movie and that
Yeah.
movie. You know, like think of all those people. Yeah, I don't know, just kind of weird.
Oh, it's
And
totally
people were just cool with that back then. That's the same people that go that say when we were young, we didn't have to wear seatbelts or wear helmets. You know,
no one was offended when we were young.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. This is the same people. Like, yeah, there was just kids smoking cigarettes at bars, and no one gave a fuck.
I saw a post today of an ad from I think this 1961 of a kid leash for in the car. It wasn't like a car seat. It was for toddlers.
We're in the car.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, just if you're driving, it's like,
yeah,
hey, I
you
don't want you
strap
crawling
your
around.
kid.
Too much.
Oh, because they didn't have seatbelt. That's so funny.
I fucking love it. That's great.
I see those at Disneyland. Like every time I'm at Disneyland, I'm gonna see a kid on a fucking leash.
Yeah, it said it in the ad too. You can also use it outside the car.
Oh, that's good. It's good that they didn't make you buy another one for outside.
Did you ever put Milo on a leash?
Fuck no. Hell no.
I love how she just gets mad at the question.
Cause that shit is weird as fuck to me.
Yeah, I mean, if people could take the time to train a dog, how can you not take the time to train a human? Not need a fucking
Well,
leash.
I mean, didn't you have it? You had something going on with Milo in the car, and she got you out of it, right?
That was not from putting my kid on a leash and trying to control her like somebody who doesn't understand or comprehend. Stop, sit, move. Excuse me.
You're like just sucking on ice.
Yeah, just
know.
eating ice.
Well, I was trying to
It is hot in here.
I was timing something and then you asked me a question. All right. So, yes, I got into some shit recently with Mila. I was driving her grandma's car. She got her first haircut this day. So I was on her way for her haircut. And we were bumping to our favorite song. We were good. It was good. I didn't want to park in the street parking. So I found this little street. There was a small space. So I tried to squeeze in the space. And when I was parking, I couldn't really read the back of the car because it's not my car, you know. And so I opened the door. I like unlocked it physically. I didn't like do it automatically, or I did it manually. So I just opened the front door. I got out. I checked the back. I had some space, and the door kind of shut on my way out. I went to open the door, and I didn't know that Nissans, they lock automatically. So here I am, like a big dummy. Mila's locked in the car seat, and she's in the back seat with her babies.
Going,
her
right?
baby. Yeah, the car's on. The
Air
AC is on.
conditioning.
That's why.
Yeah, she's comfortable.
That's why it locks too, because it's on.
And because it's
Yeah,
on.
'cause they think the driver is responsibly
Well, I
saying
don't know.
behind
If
this.
I unlock my
seat,
car,
like-
if I unlock my car and then I don't open the door, in like 1 minute it locks again.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's wild. So, I'm looking at Mila, and this is her car seat. So, like, my car seat and my car, I've trained her. I've taught her how to get herself in and out because she needs to know how to do things when I can't. She needs to be self-efficient, you know, on timing. Now she's got 2 other fucking kids that she's lugging around everywhere, putting them in their car seats just to get out of the house. It takes me 15 minutes. You know what I mean?
She's
So
already
she
a
knows.
mom.
She's already a mom.
She's
She's a
got
mama
babies.
too. She's a mama
She
too.
has 2.
She's got 2.
That's what we got to start calling like Mel C, Grandma Mel C,
Nana Mel C.
Nana C.
Grandma Mel?
Oh my god. So yeah, so
Nana
anywho,
MC.
so she's locked in the fucking
Nana
car, and I'm
MC.
like, okay, telling her to
MC
get out of this
Nana.
car seat.
Yeah.
She couldn't really get out, so she started to like, you know, kind of get upset and overwhelmed because she couldn't get herself out of her seat. And I was like, oh Mila, you know, she starts crying, and I was like, you got to calm down for your babies. You're gonna scare your babies. She gets it together. I tell her to open the door, and I'm like, oh fuck, the child lock. By that time, I got 2 other local ladies of the neighborhood walking up to the fucking car. You know, another one's walking up.
Bunch
They're
of
all,
do-gooders who show
they
up
all
and like,
thought that
"What's
I
up?"
was yelling just by myself. None of them, or all 3 of them played dumb, like they didn't know there was a kid in the car.
Dummies.
You know, like I don't know if they knew, but I'm like, you hear me giving direction to somebody in the fucking vehicle, trying to unlock the damn car.
If I was there, I'd have ran up with a stone and broke the window just to get her out.
Would have had problems because that's what the police department offered to do because they're dumb. They got a jimmy, they could jimmy it, but they gonna break a window and fucking traumatize a kid even more. And it wasn't even like, honestly, it felt like forever. It was like 8 minutes. But I told her to open the door, and then I remember the child lock, and then she looks at me all excited, and she fucking boom, puts the window down. And I was like, oh, she's a genius. Like, never, not once did I think of that. I was tripping. I couldn't believe it. I was, you know, feeling bamboozled, fugazied.
Yeah, it's hard to keep your wits about you when you're panicked. You know, that's why they always like say, calm down. You know, guys always try and tell women, calm down. Because we know better.
You know how
And
close you're sitting
I know,
next
I
to?
know,
You know
just
how close you
I'm
are?
joking. I'm joking. I've turned a new leaf.
This motherfucker.
I'm a mother maker.
Oh, God. Damn it. What did you point? Like you did a Babe point? Babe
You know.
Ruth?
Not there.
Fucking crazy.
Bam.
So where's this breastfeeding thing you said?
She said that little babies lactate, not breastfeed.
They lactate right when they're born. I don't think it lasts.
That's what you told me to write down.
It's probably just like
Mila
a surge.
breastfeeding.
Oh, Mila breastfeeding.
God dang.
Well, no, because there was two conversations. There was two things mentioned about that.
We gotta name this episode Nips.
For
Got
sure.
Nips.
Got milk, got some. No, the other day I was making Mila's ass breakfast, and I document my whole life, amateur meal. But I was filming her, and this shit was hilarious. I walked up with her bacon and eggs and her cantaloupe, and I was walking up to ask her if she made room for me on the couch, because every morning the fucking couch is full of kids and blankets and shit. I ain't got no room. It's just a lot. So I was like, Mila, have you made room for me on the couch? And when I walk up to her, oh my God, Art.
Ew. What in the world?
Oh my God. Oh my
Can
God.
they see this? If
what
you
chunky
can't
nips
see
you
this,
have?
Oh my God.
If you're
please
watching.
turn that away.
All right, it's off.
I couldn't
That's
even.
awful. Well, what was she doing?
She had her shirt down all like this and had her baby. She was breastfeeding her baby. And right when I came out, I just started laughing. I was in a mid sentence and I was like,
Oh
she
my
just
God.
kind of like moved the baby, put her shirt up. And I was like, Mila, what are you doing? And I just laughed at her. I didn't say anything. There were no words exchanged. We haven't talked about it. She heard me replay the video because I watched that video like 20 times that day. And she heard me replay the video. So then she, like, every time I watched it, she would come, like, watch it with me, like, look at it. And she would get, like, embarrassed. But she also thought it was funny as fuck. I don't know. It's so funny because, like, no words were exchanged. But it was like that.
It's so weird. It's so funny.
It's so funny and so awkward. Like, even she's 4, I'm her mom. Like, she sees Lorena breastfeed. Like, I get her pretending, but it was just so fucking funny because she was just like,
Well, she knows the natural order of things. Circle of
Yeah.
life. Lion King taught me how to breastfeed.
I mean, honestly, I'm very proud of my mother, like my mother's skills and shit, and like how I get down with her because that whole experience with the car, I took her to get her hair cut, and like the first 10-15 minutes, she was kind of like standoffish. She was upset. She was, a little nervous. She had her babies. Everybody was talking to her when we first got there. She wasn't really having it. She was just kind of looking at everybody and not responding. And I was low key a little embarrassed, like, oh, she's being one of them kids right
Because
now.
as a kid, cut hurt sounds like a word that hurts.
Well, and then she was also
Haircut.
upset. Well, she wasn't upset about that. The fucking traumatizing experience that had happened just before. Well, I'm calling it traumatizing because I'm dramatic, but like her being locked in the car for like 8 minutes. That had happened right before her haircut. So she was still getting her emotions together from it. So when they were greeting her, she wasn't feeling it. And then there was these 2 little girls eating McDonald's breakfast. And then she was like in between both their ages. And she's just looking at me like, bitch, I can't even eat McDonald's. Like, she was just not happy with me. And then like 15 minutes later, she opened up. My babies were terrified. Telling everybody about her experience. She's funny. But like, just to see her, it's so funny the way she's very serious about it. And her dad's kind of like, he's saying he thinks it's unhealthy, or he's like, I'm really worried about her, how she's really attached to these babies and how these babies are so important to her. And it's like, well, why? Like,
It's just playing pretend, dude.
she's playing pretend. Those are her babies. But she cries, dude. Like, the other night, my dad took off with her pajamas in the car, and this girl was crying that her baby didn't have pajamas to wear.
She's a LARPer. Live action role play.
And I had to make pajamas for this baby. I cut up some shit that was hers, old stuff.
Why don't you tell her sometimes you just gotta sleep naked?
Yeah, I'd say.
I did. I tried. And she was just crying like, no, mom. And not even like, she doesn't cry a lot. And so it's not obnoxious crying. Those are real emotions that she's feeling bad for her baby. And who in the fuck am I to ignore those emotions?
You should just, you know, it's just like when a little kid offers you tea and there's no tea in the cup, you still
You
drink
drink
it.
the cup.
Yeah.
Answer the phone. Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, exactly. Didn't you see Hook? They taught us this all in Hook.
Go like this.
Yeah. That was
there you
Serafina's
are.
first acting role. She was
I
that
was in
little
that
black
movie
kid.
too. You know, funny fact about Hook: all of the little lost boys are all named Fina.
The Lost Finas is what they were originally called
The Lost Finas.
in the script, in Spielberg's original script.
Little Lost Finas.
Little Las Vegas.
The littlest Finas that are lost. Dude, there's a fire going on over there.
Speaking of fires, I saw a crazy post on social media, but this one this one kind of made me tear up earlier. There were 4 children that were rescued in St. Louis recently, and their mother left 4 children under the age of 4 home alone, and there was a house fire. And
Did they start the fire?
that was to be determined. I haven't done much research. I literally read a little bit of that on my way here, or like right before
No one died.
the kids were all taking care of the moms in jail. They were all 3 of them went into cardiac arrest, but they're all alive and
Damn.
well. But it was 4 little.
childrens?
Yeah, it was just. There's been a lot of bad news and like a lot of like racial conflict, and so this comedian Gary Owens, he's white and he has a black wife, so he's like heavily into like, you know, just calling shit out, and some people give him backlash about it because he's a white guy defending black people, and everybody's all you know, like
That's the worst.
it's you know, it's one of those things. Everybody has an opinion. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
But he posted that, and they were all black babies, and all the firemen, you know, most of the firemen were white. But he was just like, I want to show you guys that there is good in the world, and people are doing good things. You know, give these fools credit, and you can see it in these men's face. Like that must not be easy. Like saving any person, or you know, having to resuscitate somebody is difficult. But you can imagine like such a little person. You know,
Oh yeah.
it's intense.
Yep.
Babies.
Gotta give it up for those heroes out there.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. A round of applause.
Oh, we'll all clap for them.
Yeah.
They deserve it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's just crazy.
Shit's crazy, dude.
Shit, fucking crazy.
Yep.
Hey, yo, I dropped some food off underneath the Venice Bridge the other day.
You're still trying to drop food off over there?
I am, but
How
hold
much
on,
do you bring
time
down?
out. I want to tell you.
I call it
today,
Undertown.
or no, the other night I took them 1 piece of chicken. I had it.
Sounds like you're trying to start a fight.
Yeah, you just throw it.
Which one of you want this the most? Here's a
Do they
piece of
have to
chicken and
battle?
and 2 sticks.
Usually when I'm like, who's hungry? One person says me. There were 2 dudes there, and I looked at one. I was like, are you hungry? And he said, hell yeah. And then the other one walked over for the plate. So I gave it to the one that walked up to the window. But this fool looks at me and he was like, damn. Can I talk to you? Can I get your number? And I looked at him.
The homeless person?
Yes, and I just started laughing. But I wanted to tell you guys, they're making an effort. They got cleaning supplies. They got bags full of trash. It's all swept up. I mean, just the whole city. It's not as gross and smelly as it was.
The city's doing it,
Where?
or the people
No,
living
where's
there?
this?
people are doing it.
I don't know. I'll have to see on
I've
that.
seen them.
Where
I
is it?
saw the fucking
I mean, just
essays.
because I see a bunch of fools there with trash
sweeping.
bags doesn't make me think they're
No,
cleaning.
I saw them sweeping. I saw them sweeping shit up in like corners and stuff. They
That
still
is some
have one.
tweaker shit, though.
It is tweaker shit, but
Tweaker
it's
shit's
clean. I
out
don't
there
give a
sweeping
fuck.
under the bridge.
I don't
what are you
give a
doing,
fuck.
dog?
Clean the city. It's cleaner now.
I
It's
hope
still
so.
a nuisance. It's still a nuisance. It's
I don't
still
know.
out of control.
Does it smell like
Culver City?
feces?
It didn't smell. It didn't
Smell
smell.
like San
God
Francisco
damn
over
it,
there.
where is this?
Oh my god.
Venice and
If you
Sepulveda.
don't know by now, what the fuck?
Right
Venice
by
is,
Save Greens.
is Interstate I-187.
Hey, can you guys see my nails? Or are they not?
Yeah,
Oh, they're
they
invisible
can
now.
see him from space.
A little bit.
You know what I like? If you're watching us on Facebook or the YouTubes, I'm sitting in front of my photo. We're all sitting in front of our photos. It's
Oh yeah, I
pretty
didn't even
fun.
notice that.
Oh, that is cool.
Yeah.
Like it.
That's pretty
That's
cool.
continuity for you. Free
Yeah,
continuity.
We thought about it. Hardly.
Bad Mila's on my shoulder over there. Bad Mila. That's Melania.
Well,
Speaking of
Trippin'.
Mila, I gotta go, y'all. Mila's at my house waiting for me to get home.
you gotta go get your kid.
For
I gotta
sure.
go see my kid before work. I gotta work at 8 to 2.
I got a show tonight. So if you are hearing this and it is the third Sunday of the month, come to Westside at 9 p.m. for Knockout Comedy Hour.
Boom.
It's gonna be fun.
Hell yeah. I'm going.
Yeah, here you go.
Okay.
All right, fools. Well, I think we did it. We'll see you next time.
All right. Later,
Until
fools.
then, bye.
Bye.
Bye.